Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we check in with the Parks and Recreation Department. My guest today is Keith Abraham, Director of the Ames Parks and Recreation Department. Keith, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me, Susan.
We were just discussing that it's been almost 2 years since you've taken over as Director of the Parks and Recreation Department, and a lot of things have happened.
Yeah, it's been a busy time. We continually come up with ideas and things that we'd like to do, and the bad side is we don't have enough time to do everything that we'd like to.
Yeah, there's never enough hours in a day. One of the things that's going on soon is Furman Aquatic Center opening for its 6th season.
Yep. The first year we opened was 2010. So last year we finished 5 years, and over those 5 years we've averaged just about 100,000 guests through the gates every year. We will be opening Memorial Day weekend, which is May 23rd, weather permitting.
Okay. So Furman is always a great option for swimming in the summer months. During the rest of the year, we rely a lot on Ames Municipal Pool.
Yes, and municipal pool is it's a unique situation. It's a city-owned facility on school district property, and the building itself, as far as operational expenses and capital expenses, we share those costs 50-50 with the school district. The pool was built in 1965. It's been in operation for 50 years, and at the time, just the square pool was a good thing. Not a lot of frills. But it is reaching the end of its life. We have done some things that hopefully will get enough life out of it until something new comes along.
So I get a lot of requests, people asking about places to swim laps, places to take kids in the colder months, and municipal pool does have some limitations. I know you get those questions and concerns as well.
Yeah. One of the things with it is designed more for, there is some competitive swimming. It does have a deep end, for diving, for the diving board, and that does present some fun activities for certain ages. But one of the things with it is we're always trying to balance the water temperature. One of those situations, and there isn't enough shallow water, enough shallow area to accommodate all the swim lesson requests that we get. So usually with swim lessons, because of the nature of the pool, we do wind up, and the demand on the pool with the swim teams from the high school, Ames Cyclone Aquatics Club, with our activities, there just isn't enough time to do everything that we would like to do, or the requests that we get from the community to do everything that we'd like to do.
So now one of the things you're doing to try to sort of gauge sort of the community wants and needs is you have some public input meetings scheduled.
So these public input sessions that we're going to be holding, and there's going to be 3 of them, May 28th at 6:30 at the library.
It's a Thursday.
That's a Thursday night. Then Monday, June 1st at 6:30 p.m. at the library. And then Thursday, June 4th at 9 a.m. at the library. And all 3 sessions will be at the Farwell T. Brown Auditorium. But at that point, what we want to do is we're going to share with the attendees where we are right now, the status of municipal pool, what the school district's needs are, and then really look at what are the potentials for a new facility, and to gauge what the community wants and needs in a new facility. Do they want lap lanes, and really trying to not only the amenities, but really what are the activities and the programs. What do they want to use this facility for? So is it lap swimming? Is it water walking? Is it aqua exercise? Is it water polo? Is it swim lessons? Is it just play? Is it fun? Based on all that information, then we can decide and figure out, hey, what are those amenities? Do we need a lap lane pool? Do we need a zero depth pool with a play structure? Do we need some type of a current channel? Should there be slides or shouldn't there be? So those are all the types of things that we want to get during these input sessions. So we're actually calling them education and input sessions, so we can educate the public on what's happening, what's taken place up to this point, and then also really get their input so we have a better feel for what the community is looking for as we move forward.
So it's interesting, not only are you asking users what they use and what they like, but maybe those people who aren't using the facilities, why aren't they using them? What would they like to see? And at the same point, as you pointed out, educating the residents what the status is of the current pool. This is not going to be in addition to running Ames Municipal Pool any longer. This would be something that would really take the place of that pool.
Correct. And you brought up a good point. We do want, and we have heard from some people that, hey, don't forget about the seniors. Warmer water, being able so they can use it, still stay active in that type of environment. There's master swimmers who said, hey, we'd really like some pool time. Mentioned earlier about the waiting list with swim lessons, that we really want to make sure that we can accommodate everything. We don't want to build something between the school district and us. We don't want to build something that just is the same as what we have. We got to be looking at, hey, how can we accommodate and meet all the needs that are out there, and really look to the future. So when people have those thoughts, even if they aren't a user right now, we do want them to come, or they can always call or share an email as far as, hey, have you considered this? Have you thought about that? So we want input from everybody.
So interesting. The challenge would be, again, the needs of the school district and their desire for a competitive pool, the needs of the residents, and what you're looking at with the residents is almost a toddler to senior facility that would reach out to all those age groups and provide something that they find useful.
Correct. Yeah. We want to really take it's really two different approaches. Competitive and recreational needs are very different. One of the things, and we'll be explaining this during our sessions, is competitive swimmers generally like a little cooler water. So it might be 78 degrees. On the flip side, we have people from a recreational standpoint in our swim lessons, they probably like 84, 86 degrees. And maybe in some cases, maybe even a little bit warmer.
Well, I've seen those swim lessons. People bring the little babies into those. You certainly don't want to bring very, very small children into cooler water.
Right. And that's always the dilemma. Right now, we've come to an agreed upon temperature of where we try to keep the municipal pool, so it's okay with the lap swimmers and it's okay with the recreational swimmers. So it's a balance, and that's one of the things is moving forward. We got to continue to gauge where the residents are, where the citizens are in regards to what they want in this facility.
Well, the good news is that you do have some time. The contract has been extended for another 2 years with the municipal pool.
Yes.
So the idea would be that we would not be a community without an indoor pool.
Correct. Yeah, we just went through that. The past agreement expired in March of this year. We extended it through June 30th of 2017, which gives us just over 2 years to go through that.
So I know some of the early kind of chatter and questions have sort of focused on location, and I don't believe that's been decided.
No, and we have, as with everything, you always have people on both sides of the fence. I've so far heard, if you build something, or if the city builds something, put it on school district property, which the school district has graciously said, hey, we can do something at the high school site, which is great. So we have some people that say, keep them together or keep them separate. Should it be one facility? Should it be two facilities? So those are all the things, and as we know in city government, it's a very difficult thing that we always have to try to balance, because we usually have, and very seldom do you not have, people that are on different sides of the street. They have different viewpoints, and what we have to look at is what's always best for the community, and make our decisions that way.
And the other comments I'm starting to see are the idea that this is part of a bigger project, that this is moving into a wellness facility or a recreational facility. And I really understand from you, it's really the focus on the aquatics.
Yes, yeah. The focus is on aquatics. Right now that's our need. And if people remember, in 2003 we had a vote for a recplex, which was a $23 million referendum. It was 3 gymnasiums, an indoor aquatic center, an outdoor aquatic center, some climbing walls, just a lot of different things. And the voters said no. So then the Parks and Recreation Commission came back with the aquatics for the outdoor aquatic center, that, hey, that was a need. In the meantime, the school district, building the new elementary schools, has upgraded all the gymnasiums, with those elementary schools, which really provide us an opportunity. We're having conversations on how we can better utilize, those gymnasiums for activities, as well as utilize the gymnasium that we have at the community center, part of City Hall. So really right now the focus is on aquatics and really looking at, hey, what can we do from that side. Now there are going to be, and I've already heard, would you add a gym to it? Will there be a community room? That's something that we'll have to take a look. But as you add those amenities, you add those other activities, or try to address, all the needs, what happens is the price tag keeps going up and up and up.
And let's talk a little bit about funding for a minute. To move forward on a facility like this would take a vote, is that correct?
Yes, yep. To do the city portion of it, we would have to do a referendum. And that would require 60% of the voters, to say yes.
And to put it in perspective, we passed the Furman Aquatic Center referendum very comfortably in the 75
Yes.
percentile, but it was a project that was, if I'm right, an $8 million bond referendum?
Yes. Yeah, because we had $2 million in donations. Now, one of the things that the Parks and Recreation Commission and the City of Ames already have approved, we did have a bequest from Guido Winokur, and it's not quite $1.8 million right now, but both of those entities have approved that money be used to offset the cost of a referendum. And that's one of the things we'll be asking is these input sessions as well, is what is the comfort level? And we'll let people know that, hey, if we bond referendum do a referendum for $4 million and add the 1.8, you basically have about a $6 million facility. Now, depending on what's in there, $6 million when you're building a new facility, and depending on the infrastructure that you have to do, and if we can share that with the school district or not, parking, and things, that's another benefit of doing something together. Doesn't go very far when you're building a new facility.
So many variables to consider. So when people are talking about these amenities that they would like to bring to the table, I guess it's really important to remember the price tag that comes with those.
Yes.
And this will be something that will be taxpayer funded.
Right. So what if we kind of transition to the next steps then? With that, after we have the education and the input sessions, we'll take all this information, work with a consultant, and really then we'll have conversation with the school district, and with all this feedback, does it make sense? What makes sense? Does it make sense to do a joint facility? Does it make sense to have 2 separate facilities? That's some conversation that we'll need to have with the school district and make that decision. At some point then, what we will do once that decision is made, then we'll come back with some renderings, some schematics of, hey, here's what we heard from these input sessions, and here are several options. We may do 3, 2, 3, 4, just don't know at this time until we hear what people say. But then at that point, then we'll know, hey, if you choose this option, this is what we'll have to bond for. But we also want to let people know just not the capital cost for the bond referendum, but we also want to let people know what it's going to cost to operate. Because we have a current subsidy right now with municipal pool, what we incur for the city of Ames, and what's the resident comfortable with? Do they want to keep that subsidy about the same, or are they comfortable with increasing that? So we'll give them both those costs at some point in the future, and then once we get that feedback, then we'll go to the Parks and Recreation Commission and City Council, and hopefully set a date for a referendum.
Well, great. Well, Keith, thanks a lot. Obviously, to start the process again, if you want to attend one of those public input sessions, May 28th, June 1st, or June 4th, there's more information about those on our websites. They are all held at the Ames Public Library, and we have morning and afternoon or evening times to accommodate most schedules. Again, if you would like information, that's on our website at cityofames.org. Also, for you bike riders out there, if you are using the bike path that goes from Southeast 16th to the Hunziker Youth Sports Complex, you'll want to know that that will be temporarily closed while some bridge work is being done over US 30. Again, you can get more information about that bike path closing on our website as well. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.